Men have fought wars. They've been killed for women. So if a guy's saying, hey, I'm not going to stick around if you won't have sex with me, then tell him to hit the frickin' bricks, because he's a joker. Men have fought wars. They've been killed for women. So if a guy's saying, hey, I'm not going to stick around if you won't have sex with me, then tell him to hit the frickin' bricks, because he's a joker. A guy's not going to leave a woman that he's in love with because she won't have sex with him. You know what he will do? He'll be very motivated and he'll marry her. I just made the video and I'm going to post it tomorrow. I tell people, like, look, if a woman, how many times have you seen women in relationships with men, physical relationships with men, where the guy is dragging his feet and he's not proposing, and she's holding out, waiting for the proposal, and it's not coming because guess what? He's not motivated. If he's already getting the sex, what's the rush? You know what I mean? He's already getting the physical stuff. The woman's waiting because she's waiting for her part now, which is the commitment. Which is why it's supposed to be at the same time. It's supposed to be on your wedding night. I got a friend right now, Billy Lofton is his name, and I talk about him in the book. He's the guy I started City Fam with. And he's been my wingman for the last 5 years. And he met a girl in the group a couple years ago, and they're getting married in about 4 weeks from now. Her name is Ariana. And just watching this play out has been the most amazing thing. Because, you know, I believe that it's the right thing, but now seeing it and for myself, so they've been dating for a little over a year, and now they're getting married in September, and they haven't had sex. And I mean, how special do you think his wedding night's going to be? You know, like, you see people and you're like, are you excited to get married? And, you know, usually the guys are like, yeah, I'm excited. You know, but if you haven't had sex, you best believe they're excited. You know what I mean? Like, and what does that set you up for? What kind of marriage does that set you up for when you've had a time to build up this healthy appetite for this other person? You know what I mean? Where now it's like you've been dating and you haven't been physical. So you've been thinking with a clear head. You can evaluate the person. Do they still feel right? Can I see myself long-term with this person? And then boom, you get married, and your wedding night, you consummate, and now boom, you're connected. That's the way God designed it, is that we would connect, you know, after we were sure, you know. So, you know, watching it play out has been very cool. And I don't know how I got onto that, but I was talking about CJ. About waiting. People told her they wouldn't wait till marriage, but yeah. If someone's in love with you, like, they won't leave, you know, and nothing weeds out a joker faster than not having sex with them. So I would just tell them, keep it moving. I promise you, if you do this, it won't be easy. It's not going to be easy. This has been the hardest thing I've ever done, but it will be worth it. And you just got to remember what you're vying for here. This is a helpmate. This is, you know, you reaching your full potential and having someone, a best friend that you're physically attracted to spend the rest of your life with. It is worth a little pain. It's worth going through a temporary wilderness to get to your promised land. Nobody gets to the promised land without going through the wilderness. That's what I tell people all the time. Even the Israelites, they had to leave slavery. They had to leave Egypt. They had to go through the wilderness in order to get to their promised land. So if you want to go to your promised land, whatever that looks like, for me, like, honestly, I used to have a lot of sex. It was the equivalent of me living in Egypt. I was a nightclub promoter and a stripper. I wasn't really happy about everything in my life. I had shitty relationships with girls, you know, the ones that I was in. And I went through the wilderness, and it was freaking difficult. It was really, really hard. But now I'm coming into my promised land where I'm writing a book. I believe that I'm going to get married sooner or later. And, you know, all these amazing things, and I'm living in my purpose. And I have this great relationship with God, and I love myself. I wake up and I'm proud of myself, and I'm a good son. And I'm a good friend, and I'm a much better human being than I ever was before. But I had to go through this process, and now I'll be a good husband to someone. So I just would recommend, don't be scared. Don't be afraid to go through the wilderness. Remove all the obstacles. Get rid of anybody that would cause you to fail, any people, places, and things. Remove them all and start cultivating those better relationships, platonic relationships with members of both sexes, and you'll make it. So, you know, you know, for me, I have a faith in God, and I believe that, you know, he says that he'll give me the desires of my heart. And I still have a desire for a wife, and I believe that it will happen. And if you have a desire, I believe it'll happen for you too, but you got to be willing to go through. Sorry.
Thank you so much for watching my video on YouTube. I wanted to take a moment here at the end to tell you about something that is not only important to me, it's important to the world. Recently, I wrote a book entitled Why Waiting Works: How Fast Sex Prevents Us from Finding True Love and Long-Term Happiness. It has an average 5-star review on Amazon, and it's written so practically that even readers that didn't agree with my stance on waiting have told me it caused them to reevaluate their lives. So if you or anyone you know is single, or if you or anyone you know is in a physical relationship and not married, I am imploring you to pick up a copy of my book. It literally will take you a maximum of 4 hours to read it, and has the potential to change the course of your life. It's one thing to do something that you don't completely understand. It's a whole different thing to do something when you know exactly why you're doing it. And that's what my book is really doing for people. So I just want to thank you in advance. Again, this is something that's important to me, but it's even more important for the rest of the world. And I could really use your help to get the message out. Thank you.